Hey guys, it's 23. This is the GL-45 XIPHOS by Spectrum. This is a custom gun that is modeled off the Glock 17 or 45. I'm not too sure, but it's cool. But yeah, completely custom model. All the insides is modeled so you can actually see inside all the internals and see how it functions, which is pretty cool. So when you shoot, you can see all the action move. And yeah, a really cool attention to detail. In terms of what you'll get a Unity package. You also get some substance files as well, so you can put it into Substance and then paint it however you like. In terms of importing and all that, so it is pretty simple. When you import it, there are a couple of prefabs that you can choose from. So they're all labeled from A to F. They're all pretty cool. You have the normal white and red version. We have the smoky black with the cyan or the Hatsune layout color. You also have the pink and blue, which is basically just the Arizona tea. You also have an all black. You also have a tan. You also have this one, which is basically all clear and silver. This one is in beta, so I'm not too sure what that means, but it's, yeah, in beta. But once you're ready to choose your colors, there's a right version and a left version, which is basically right-handed and left-handed. So a side note, you're not locked into one color set, so you can do something what I'm doing, so you can have this color and a different color set. So that's pretty nice. You're also not locked into your hand position. They are ambidextrous, so you pretty much can. So you can pretty much swap your guns around, so you're not locked into, you know, one's right-handed, one's left-handed, so you can mix and match if you like. Once you're ready, all you have to do is drag your prefabs into your avatar and then adjust and then upload. Once you upload into your avatar, this is what it will look like. So if you have two guns, you have two menus. So let's go over what you have inside. So you have some position toggles. Basically, that means you can put it into your hand like so. There's a toggle where you can switch hands or switch holsters, so you can have it left-handed or right-handed. There is a toggle to drop it into the world like this, and there's a toggle where you can hide the asset. There's a folder for gestures. Basically, you can customize your gesture controls to however you like. So you can change the mag ejection gesture, the file selector, the trigger, your spin. In the trigger menu, you will have a default trigger, which is basically for quest controllers. This one, you will have to do a finger point to a fist to shoot. You also have a fist toggle, which basically means you only have to do a fist in order to shoot, and you only need to touch the trigger in order to shoot. And the last one, you have a button weight trigger. Basically, it's just a fist gesture, but it's weighted, so you have to pull back the trigger in order to shoot. A sign up with this one, you have to fully let go of the trigger and then you can shoot again. You have a swap toggle, which I will be honest, I don't know what it does. I assume it swaps the guns in your hands, but it doesn't do anything. You also have the world fix toggle like this. So you'll have slide collision. Basically what that means is that you can rack the slide together like so, and then you will have a quick reload, so you can do a normal reload like so, or if you have it on, you can basically do this. When you first set up the asset, you'll have to place a magazine spawner, and that's what you do. So you put the gun into the magazine spawner and it will load it for you. Next, you will have the attachments folder. You'll have a move toggle. Basically what that means is that you can grab the light and then adjust it along the Picatinny rail like so. You will have a red dot menu. You can turn it off and on. You can adjust the zeroing of the reticle, so you can adjust it horizontally and vertically. You can also adjust the brightness. There's also a toggle where you can turn off and on the gesture controls. Basically, what that means is that you can control the brightness on the fly. Out of that and into the light menu, so you can turn it off and on, like so. You can also manually turn on the lights and lasers, or if you like, you can also turn on the gesture controls of this one, where on this side, on the left side, you'll turn on the light. On the right side, you'll turn on the laser. If you have it on, your firing hand finger will not turn on the laser, only your offhand. And finally, you'll have the toggle to turn off and on the suppressor. When you turn off the suppressor, you will replace it with a comp. Out of that and into the mode menu, you'll have an infinite ammo mode and a slow motion mode. And last but not least, you can manually turn on the full auto feature. Now everything in the gesture folder is synced up to your other gun, so you don't have to go back and forth in terms of changing the gestures controls. All that is synced up between the two guns. The only thing that's not synced up is the attachments, but yeah. And that's pretty much it for the menu. So let's go over the actual gun. For this demo, I will be using the default settings that it came with the gun. So you can grab the gun and you can put it away like that. So to shoot the gun, all you have to do is the finger point into a fist. On index controllers, you just have to tap the trigger. It is a little bit finicky on the index controllers. Once you run out of bullets, you will have to do a thumbs up in order to eject in the magazine, or you can manually strip it from the gun. like so. To grab a new magazine, all you have to do is place your hand close to the magazine spawner and then do a fist, like so. And then you have to do an open hand first, and then you can insert it into the gun. If you don't do an open hand, it won't go in. So you have to do an open hand first, and then you can insert it. To drop the slide, you will have to do a peace sign, like so. With the slide, it's just a bone that you grab, like so. You can also tack mag, so basically grab a new magazine first. What you have to do is there's a bone underneath the pistol that you have to grab, and you can pull it, like so. Once you pull it, you will have both of them in your hand. If you do an open hand, you will drop the old one, and then now you can just simply insert it into your gun, like so. All the controls are ambidextrous, so it's just the same with the left hand. Now, if you're dual wielding, you can still reload normally. So you do a fist to grab a new magazine, do an open hand to insert it to your gun, and it's the same the other way, like so. So if the slides are closed, you can do what I showed you before. You basically just bring them together, rack the slides together, like so. If we want to see how they work, there's a contact on the slide, and when they get closer, it just opens up. So you don't need to mimic the motion. It does help. I mean, it is kind of cool, but you don't actually need to like do this. You can basically just do that, if that makes sense. A side note, the contact receiver moves depending if you have the suppressor or not. So if you have one gun with no suppressor and one with the suppressor, it's different. So if I go from the start, see how like the non-suppressed moves first, and then once they hit further back, then they both move. So keep in mind, if you have one non-suppressed and one suppressed, you will have to basically go even further in order to rack the slides. So to demonstrate the quick reload, eject the magazines, like so, and then boom, now you're reloaded, and then you shoot a piece, and then you're ready. So pretty cool. The quick reload is a nice feature, so you're not really fumbling when you reload, so you can basically just boom, boom, and then you're ready to go. And that is pretty much it. So pretty cool. There's tons and tons of details in terms of the actual modeling and also the way it's set up. Being able to change the gestures to your likings is a really nice feature, and it's also catering towards Quest controllers and index controllers because they're a little bit different. But yeah, it's really nice, so you can basically have whatever you want. The attention to detail in the gun is amazing. The fact you can see the spring compress, you can also see the firing pin striking the bullet as well. So it's really cool to see, especially in slow motion, so you can actually see all the action. There are a few things that I do want to talk about. One of them is the slow motion. The gunshots, the audio sounds is still the same, so it's not slowed down when you shoot or when you do anything. I think it would be really cool if all the audio sounds were slowed down to match the action. I think that would be really cool. Another one is that if you accidentally grab a new magazine from your holster or your mag pouch, you can't let go of this magazine. So you're basically locked into a reload, so you have to reload your gun. Now for me, I did put the mag spawner on my chest, so it is pretty close to my hands. But if you put it somewhere else, I think it would be a lot better. But the fact that you're locked into the reload is something that I think is a bit weird, because if you're just walking around, you accidentally grab a magazine, you have to reload, which is, yeah. Speaking of the tack reloads, it is also pretty finicky to do. So pulling out is really easy. I actually quite like how it is in terms of pulling it out. It's very intuitive. Just so you know, the right magazine is the new one, the left is the old one. Inserting the new magazine, it's a bit weird. You kind of have to be slow with your tack reload, so you kind of have to insert the new magazine into the mag well first and then let go, and then it auto reload properly. If you don't do that, it does this. So it inserts the old magazine first, so if you just do it fast, it does something like that. So with tack magazines, you have to be a bit slow in order to insert it properly. Or the way I do it, if I have both of them in my hand, I'll just let go of the old one like this and then insert the new one. So yeah. Another thing is reholstering. So when you reholster, if you do an open hand first and you try to reholster, you can't. It won't let you. So you have to put the gun near the holster and then do an open hand, like so. I would prefer if you just do an open hand anywhere and then you can insert it. That way, if you're not close to the holster, you can still holster it. So this basically requires you to be a bit more precise in order to holster it again. And it also means that if you do, you know, gun spins and all of that, and you try to reholster, it won't let you. So you have to like not spin it and then reholster it like that. But apart from that, I think this is a fantastic asset. I quite like it. It's very cool, it's very detailed, and I think this is the closest thing that we'll get to the John Wick Glock 34. Also, by the way, you can turn off the slide handles. You have to do that in Unity. It's really easy. There's a blend shape on the slide where you can adjust it so you can delete or get rid of the slide handles. But yeah, to find this asset, you can go to the booth page. It is listed as 2,000 yen. But yeah, if you like what you see, why not check this out? Okay, thank you, bye bye.